Well, you join us this evening for our virtual geographic areas, but the thing we can still share is a global time. So me as our guest this evening from the Wine Cafe in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Angie, welcome. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you for the invitation.
I am excited to learn about Fayetteville and North Carolina wines. So let's do a quick show of hands. Is there anyone here in North Carolina? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay, great. Great. And does any, so these are probably some familiar faces for Angie.
Yeah.
Does anyone have Golden Hallows or Jolotage to taste along with this?
Yes.
I think a couple of people, Angie said, there's a bottle up there with Lisa, and Cheryl's getting started already. So
if you need, I can pour.
Yes. Let's all pour. And here's a bottle of the Golden Hallows. So as we are tasting this, Angie, why don't you tell us your story of how you got to Fayetteville and became the proprietor of the Wine Cafe?
So 11 years ago, I actually moved to Fayetteville, and I always say that Fayetteville chose me at first, and then I chose Fayetteville. I fell in love with the city and the people. So my husband and I, we used to date in middle school. We were born the same day, and some of you know the story, right? Scott and Donna, you heard the story. So we were born the very same day. I'm older by a few hours. And so we went apart after school, but we always were trying to stay in touch with each other. We always had feelings for each other. So after 25 years, we reconnected. And when we saw each other, it was like this, like seeing each other for, like time never stopped. So he was active duty in the Army. He was a colonel in the Army, and he asked me to move here. I was working in corporate America, and I said no. I don't know, countless times. I said no, I'm not quitting my job. But love is powerful, and God had a plan. So then I was just like enjoying our relationship, and all of a sudden I was not working. I quit my job. And I was like, well, since I am not working, I always wanted to start my own business. And I have had a tremendous passion for traveling. And I said, I would like to sell something that is from around the world, things from around the world. So, and I was praying and asking God for enlightenment. And one day we were sipping wine in our backyard here. And I said, wine it is. So when I look back, God was preparing me for the journey because he was taking me to different places around the world and to vineyards around the world, like in Australia and France and other places. And I had no idea that that was the plan that he had for me, the way that he was telling me. So I started working on the business plan, and at that time, Ray, my husband, was retiring, and he said, Angie, we can move anywhere. You can open your business anywhere. It doesn't have to be here in North Carolina. But like I said at the beginning, the people here really stole my heart. People are genuine, are loving, are caring. Jason, and I really I said, no, I really want to stay here. We used to travel to other places, and every time that we landed in the regional airport in Fayetteville, we have an airport here, 8 minutes from the house actually. I said, I am home. I feel like I am home. And then the other aspect was that I saw that Fayetteville was a city that it was not completely developed in terms of commercial, and for the concept that I wanted for the wine cafe. And it was like a large city concept with a small community and warm feel to it. So that was also unique here, and I saw the business opportunity. And so 8 years ago, I opened the wine cafe, and about 6 years ago, I opened the coffee company.
And you're in Fayetteville, right? Are you in downtown Fayetteville?
Yes, we are located in the heart of downtown Fayetteville. It's a historic district. It's right on by the market house, and 3 blocks from the city hall, and a couple blocks from the convention center, visitor center. I really love it. It's a small community of small local businesses, and people, the owners are working so hard. We're working like to develop the area and to thrive and to open new businesses, even despite of hurricanes or COVID or anything. It's a really very resilient community, and I could not be in a better place. So I love that. And here in Fayetteville, we are, for those that are not familiar with Fayetteville, and we are about 1 hour and 15 minutes away from Raleigh. So you can fly to Raleigh as well. And we are home to Fort Bragg, which is actually the largest military by population installation in the world. So it's right here, and it really gives life to our community. We're very proud of our military service members, and we're also home. Hey, hubby, I can see you. We are also home to Special Operations Museum, Airborne Special Operations Airborne Museum, which is only a few blocks from the wine cafe as well. And that's another thing that what I like the area, because within walking distance, you can visit different museums, the Transportation Museum. There's the Children's Museum around the corner. And you can have a cup of coffee or a glass of wine in between and take a couple bottles home. So
tell us why you chose this one, a little bit about it.
So I love this wine when Andrew originally presented to me. Cheers, Andrew, from Long Beverage. And he can remember that I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And I carry it like right away. What I love, what I chose, first of all, because this May is North Carolina wine month. So I wanted to select something that it was here, especially as you are in Washington State. Well, you are, Mary Jo, you're actually sitting in the wine cafe right now. Yeah. I love your background, love it. But, and to those that are not from local, I wanted to showcase something that it was from our home state, and there it is. So this wine, aside of being beautiful, it comes from a winery that has been selected one of the best 7 wineries outside of California. It's a gorgeous property. And for those of you that don't have it, let me pour some for you. Get your
There we go. There we go.
So make sure that you don't drink this wine too cold because you will not get all the beauty in it. So it's 75% Vidal Blanc, which is actually an offspring of Unique Blanc. And it is 25% of an offspring from Gustraminer. So Traminet. It's very particular grapes. They're really well grown here, especially in that northern part of western part of North Carolina, which is well known as the Piedmont of North Carolina. So how this wine tastes? So the Vidal Blanc will give you some fruitiness to it, like tropical fruits. Beautiful. You may get some apple and pears. I actually get a lot of pineapple in it. And if you let it sit, or if it is too cold, please cover the glass with your hands and warm it up, because that's when this wine is gonna reward you the best.
So for those of you who are tasting this at home along with us, unmute yourself and add in your comments about what you think of it.
Okay, pour a little bit.
I also would like to add that the Traminet adds floral notes to it. And if you think about the Gustraminer, that it's better known than the Traminet. And this has been an offspring of the Gustraminer. You will get a lot of floral notes. So you have that delicacy on the floral notes from the Traminet, from that 25%, and you have a lot of fresh fruit from the Vidal Blanc. It makes it like perfect for this time of the year and the hot summers that we have here in the South.
So those tastings, I saw a few people unmute. So chime in with what your thoughts are with this wine.
We noticed the pear, a little bit of the pear and that floral kind of note to it. Really good. We both like it.
It is nice. Very good.
Excellent.
I get the strong floral. I'm not getting the nuance of the fruit yet, but the strong floral is really what caught me.
It will open up in a little bit. I opened the bottle earlier in the afternoon because I was working.
Great job.
Sometimes I have to do the job, right? The work.
Well, I
was
think
from the first sip than later after it warm up and it open up. So you have to be patient and it will reward you beautifully. It has really nice acidity. And I love it. Aside of the delicacy, the feminine of the wine, it also has really nice acidity. And at that time, it made me hungry. And which is great. That's what you want. A good wine will do that to your palate. So it's a great aperitif, or you can have with a nice summery salad and with berries and nuts. You can have it with a light fish. So I would not do anything that is like too strong, because it's such a delicate and feminine wine that you would want those notes to come.
Charcuterie or
What did you say, Mary?
Would you have it with,
With brie, I will have it with brie for sure. And definitely with a nice salad, a chicken salad would be great too, like grilled chicken salad will also be fantastic.
I noticed some bubbles in it. I noticed bubbles.
It has a very light fizziness to it. And how do you like it? How do you like the wine?
It's delicious. It's so refreshing and bright. I'm really enjoying this one a lot.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. What about Josh and Will? Cheers, guys. I hope that you guys are enjoying it.
Unmute them, Mary Jo.
hear you. I've been muted and chime in with your thoughts.
No, we were just saying that it goes really well with, we do like a baked brie. That would go really well with that. You like, either you do like a pear compote with the baked brie. So it would go real well with that.
This one is perfect for a picnic too. And here in North Carolina, we have so many trails. We have so many beautiful parks. And we have the Cape Fear River, and that it's perfect for kayaking or just walk through the trail. So this is a perfect wine that you can pack in your backpack or your picnic basket and enjoy. Or
Well, let me get our red.
So let me tell you a little bit about
So the So what makes this one your favorite?
I'm sorry, Mary Jo, can you please repeat?
Sure. Why is this, what makes this one of your favorites?
The Jolotage,
Yes.
which is actually a Meritage. It's very friendly. This is a wine that even people who say that they don't like dry wines, it has the fruitiness to it that everybody will like, regardless if you like dry wines or sweet wines. It has such a smooth and velvety finish to it that it would be a pleasure to everyone. And of course, like, even if you like sweet wines, when you are enjoying a burger or a steak, you don't want to have a sweet with it. You do want to have a dry wine. So this wine, Jolotage, has enough fruitiness that it will be pleasant for everybody. And this wine is a mix of, and I love, this is another but I chose this wine because I love for people to learn that in North Carolina, even though we're the largest producer of muscadine, and we produce wonderful grapes like Avignon, Montepulciano,
Cheers, Angie.
and that's what it's in this glass.
This is really yummy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
This wine has been awarded several, it has won several contests through the years. This is a new winery They have been in business for 10 years. But JW Ray is actually the owner. He is a very, he's quite an entrepreneur and visionary and very creative. And that's why his winery is absolutely gorgeous. It's about 2.5 hours north from us. So when you come to Fayetteville, road trip to JOLO Wines. And he named the winery after his sons, Joey and Logan. And they also have a restaurant.
Are these
JOLO.
North
JOLO.
Are the grapes grown locally?
I apologize for having some technical.
Yes, the grapes are grown locally in the Highland Mountain, in that Piedmont region that I was telling you guys, that is in the western part of North Carolina. And it's a beautiful region. So we basically have like 5 main wine regions here in North Carolina. And in the western part, you will get all the vinifera grapes, like, for example, the ones that I mentioned that are in these wines. In the eastern coast, you will get the muscadine grapes, and we actually have the mother vine of the copper knot. And that it has been planted, is the oldest vine in the U.S. It's dated over 400 years.
Wow.
And it is here in North Carolina. It's crazy.
Wow.
So there's
So
no
what-
North Carolina wine that most people will know. And that's, you know, that's what it's important, that we celebrate, you know, the North Carolina month, and that we share our wines with the rest of the world.
So feedback from everyone on. I really am getting some sort of herb, along with maybe some cherry, this is very pleasing for me.
What do you
That's a
got?
beautiful nose.
Would this be considered a blend or a cab or?
Yes, it is 30% Cabernet, 30% Montepulciano, 30% Franc, and 10% Petit Verdot.
I could just sit.
Montepulciano, we've been there.
Yeah, so it's and that's what also the offerings that I mentioned earlier, that it was from an Italian grape. I'm from a German grape, and then the Montepulciano that it's so it grows so well in Italy. So our climate here is perfect. The elevation is about 2,400 feet above sea level. So it can give you an idea of how the quality, the potential of the quality of the grapes here. And when we have owners and winemakers like JW, that they are like very forward thinking. So I can not imagine what this particular region, and I know that there are other winemakers that are working together to continue taking the North Carolina wines to the next level. And an example of that is that between 2013 and 2018, the North Carolina wines production grew almost 100%.
Yep.
Wow.
That's
Oh, wow.
Wow. So anyone else?
one of the things Billy and I were saying was definitely taste the difference with it being aged in the oak. That's one of the things, like, you know, me, just a personal thing, like my reds, I like aged in oak versus stainless steel. I think it just adds that additional flavor profile, and I think it really does come out in this wine. In addition to those spices, it's just that that follow-on aroma through the entire palate that goes through the entire tasting, even that residence afterwards.
So it's definitely a fruit-forward wine, but it has, I think because of the Montepulciano, the Cap Franc, it adds that roundness, that velvety finish to it. And I got a lot of cherries, Mary Jo. I had to agree with you. And I had to say that I knew you were gonna like it, because I love about Washington State wines is the cherries, the cherry notes, and with all the cherry trees. And so I and
You're right.
And earlier when I was tasting it this afternoon,
Working.
that guy, can I tell you something?
That's what it does.
Like right now, you have the best. I am essential, so I have not. It's like this. So I have drinking to catch up on. Okay.
Yes, I agree. Wine is essential.
Mhm.
We're saving lives one bottle at a time. That's so. When we first and my husband and I texted earlier because he had to sacrifice too. So it was more fruitful, and then for dinner we actually had pork, and I had some of it with the pork, and it was amazing how the wine changed.
Mm.
Great, it worked with the pork. It was a pork that it had a lot of peppers, so the wine then became like very it was a total, like, it came out like a fuller body and very spicy. The pairing was phenomenal and with the pork, so I highly recommend this wine with pork, with grilled meats, with burgers, with friends.
We tried it with warm brownies
goes
tonight.
with
It was delicious.
I'm sorry, Lisa, what did you say?
Oh,
We tried it tonight with a warm brownie from the oven, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I can see how that will work.
That sounds tasty.
With a delicious chocolate cake that it's made at Gusto Napolitano, another place that you need to come and visit here in Fayetteville. A very joke. She's an Italian lady, and she has this pizza, pasta place. Everything is made from scratch, and she makes this chocolate cake that it's not too sweet. It's just perfect, and it calls for. Yeah, I had a slice the other day. Yeah. So I know everybody here that is local are gonna go on tomorrow.
So we have time for some questions, Angie. So unmute yourself, or if you are sitting across the room, just sort of raise your hand and I'll unmute you here from the master keyboard. And so we'll answer any questions about wine, about her business, her background, Fayetteville, which I want to come visit now. Major airport in Raleigh, so that's easy to get to and you're not too far away.
So I don't really have a question. It's really just an observation. Ooh.
Go, Cheryl.
Wow, I got some really bad feedback. Just, I never realized that North Carolina had such great wine. So thank you.
Yes.
Wine is the most well-grown grape here, but especially on the eastern side, because it grows well in sandy soil, and we are in the Sand Hill. So, but then in that pit, in the what we call our Piedmont area, definitely you can find other grapes. And we have beautiful, aside of Jolo, we also have a Biltmore Estate in Asheville. 4 hours, 4.5 hours. You can even stay in Biltmore or go there for a day trip. Asheville is also beautiful, and my husband and I, we enjoy to escape there and to Bryson City. Actually, that's our secret place.
Love Bryson City.
It's so refreshing, and you just disconnect. But we always like to stop in Asheville on our way to Bryson to grab lunch and get some groceries and so on. So then Biltmore is I stayed there with my best friend from Puerto Rico last summer, and as we were celebrating her birthday inside of the state, it was really memorable. And when you tour the chateau, it transports you to a totally different area. And I have a picture here of
My question is,
Biltmore.
my question is, how do you decide? What do you decide on you're going to carry?
Oh, that's a lot of work, Mary.
All right.
That's actually where the tough part comes of the no, the toughest is paying the bills, but yeah. And as Andrew, testify, I do take a lot of wines, but also testify that most of the wines that I take, and because I'm always asking myself, is this good enough? Is it unique? Are we offering something that is different? Is it a unique varietal? Are our guests gonna learn something new through this wine? Is it always gonna be we aim to provide a unique experience with not only when you come inside to the wine cafe, but also when you take the bottle home, that you are sharing that with your loved one, with a friend, or by yourself. Sometimes you don't want to share. Or 3 or the bottle of wine is more.
Yeah, I get that.
And we have wine, and you don't have to spend a lot of money, because we have a lot of wines that are $10, $10.99, and we have, especially now during COVID, the lockdown, I was like looking at all the wines that we have that we sell under $15, and we have quite a great. I personally like to have at least a glass of wine a day. And
That's not enough.
and of course, you gotta have a really nice bottle of wine. But, I mean, I cannot afford to drink an expensive bottle of wine a day as much as I would like to. So I'm always looking for wines that over-deliver for the price. It doesn't matter if it is at $10.99, $12.99, But when you go to the supermarket and you get a wine for the same price and you compare, you can open the bottles side by side,
Yeah.
and see that our wine is gonna deliver a better quality. And of course, we will sell you a $300 bottle of wine, you know.
Sure.
Schaefer, you know, we
Oh, Schaefer.
um,
Relentless.
but
In,
that's unique,
in our cool,
that over deliver for the price from around the world.
Yes, yes.
in our wine cooler, we have a rack that are our specification high-end wines, but the rest is just every day, you know, every day have a couple glasses.
Mhm.
I often say, and Scott and Donna and Bill and Josh know this, that I often say that you can drink bubbles any day of the week, like on a Monday. We think we have to wait until the end of the year celebration. Of course, we will refer to it, but we can get a nice bottle of cava for $15 at the wine cafe and have it on a Monday night. If you had a rough day or, you know, a nice bottle of cava, it will make you feel better. And to sacrifice quality. Because the other thing is that many people say, oh, I don't drink bubbles because they give me headaches. So the problem might be not the bubbles. Well, the quality. And what you want is it's a sparkling wine that has tiny bubbles, because the bigger the bubbles, has tiny bubbles.
Shit.
I'm a fan of.
And how can you find those? Like in boutique, on wine stores, like the Wine Cafe. And or we can ship, or you can pick up curbside, or we can deliver through the ambulance.
And then some of our participants tonight picking up curbside.
Raise your glass if you have pick up curbside from the Wine Cafe.
Yeah.
I've dropped off to the wine cafe.
Oh,
Yes, you. Oh,
it was a big box.
you know, if you're stopping off.
Quarantine is hard.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And whether it's
better.
whether it's a good day or a bad day, we all need wine.
And
We had ours delivered.
in the Wonderlands.
Well, we will.
And we also
We make every. Go ahead, Angie.
We also offer a selection of tapas at the Wine Cafe. We also like the charcuterie. We also have our homemade cilantro dip right now. And Will and Josh, they love our dates wrapped with prosciutto that we made, right, guys?
Yeah, some fans there.
Ooh.
So right now during the lockdown, we have been making adjustments to send our home with everyone. We have our smoked Gouda, pimento cheese, which is like in the South, you have to have a pimento cheese. So we gave it a twist, smoked Gouda, and the cilantro dip is part of my roots, and the cilantro pico, inspired by my Puerto Rican roots. And we have been selling like so much cilantro. It's crazy. I will need a farm. My husband is the one who keeps our vegetable garden here, and I said we need a farm of cilantro to keep up with the demand.
But this is, we all need to be creative these days. So. Okay, well, if no one has any more questions, we will wrap things up. I do have a giveaway of a JOLO t-shirt that we will be drawing a winner as soon as we include a chance to do all the paper. If there are any last questions for Angie, we'll pause for a minute and let's see who has one. Nope, hearing no takers. I think you've got it covered. I can't wait to Fayetteville for a visit. I appreciate your taking your time and telling us about your story, your business, and this wine. So cheers to Angie.
Thank you.
Thanks, Angie.
Thank you.
Cheers.
It's been fun.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe, for hosting me and for giving me the opportunity to share the love for my city, the city that, and I have to say this before we actually sign out, that this city, every time that there is a challenging time, it pours their heart and love. And in 2018, we actually, the Wine Cafe got affected the Florence hurricane because the roof in the building and everybody really poured. It was like we did pop-up patio sales, and everyone was so supportive. Our neighbors were coming in to help clean and do whatever. And so everyone as our Heavenly Father who always lift us up, but everybody really hold us tight. And during COVID and the lockdown, once again, you see the love of God through the people in our community. And and that's what makes Fayetteville different and unique. And you cannot transport, you know, who this city is and how heroes and faithful and believers and loving and caring people. And that is very unique to Fayetteville. And I am personally very, very thankful to that and the amazing team that is so resilient and hardworking. So again, cheers to y'all. Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, tonight.
If you haven't had the cilantro, you're gonna want it.
I wish I You have to come, Mary Jo and Tony. Yes.
Lisa, you drink too much. It's been fun. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye, Angie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Mary Jo.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hang on.
Gracias.
It's frustrating. Did I keep going out?